and then blow out all our air. Let me explain it first. Our lungs function like a vacuum. So do you all know those vacuum bags you can get to pack clothes in and you suck the air out? That's like our lungs. Okay, so all the air goes out, our lungs deplete, and then they know what to do. They know how to keep us alive. If we just pop the cork, they go and they fill up with air. So the recoil breath is a rebound from that exhalation. So I'm going to exhale all the way. The rebound breath is like my body's natural response to my air being out at the end of the phrase. So let's see if you can feel that. You're not really going to intentionally breathe. You're just letting go and allowing your body to respond with a reflex, because breathing is a reflex. Okay? So let's inhale fully. Blow it all out. When you think you've blown it all out, blow it out more. You're ready, let it go. It's like just enough, right? You didn't go like you're the doctor, and I didn't see anybody's shoulders raising, right? It was like just enough. Let's feel that one more time. So we're going to inhale fully, blow it all out, and let it go. Yeah. Great. So when you're crafting a speech, for example, you could plan the breaths. You could plan, when does it take me more air, and when do I need less air, and when can I add those dramatic pauses for comprehension that will also allow me to breathe properly, regulate my nervous system, and to speak clearly the way that I want to. Are we feeling how these pieces fit together?
And when people do that and they feel real lightheaded, is that...
Are you feeling lightheaded? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
just want to make sure.
I just, like, I notice a lot different since I got a dog asthma.
Oh, yeah.
I get, like, the breathing techniques I've been told is good.
It's good, but it's probably working you, right?
Yeah.
It's challenging you.
It's challenging. But I just wondered if I do it more often, would it be more beneficial?
I think you should try short little workouts multiple times a day. So I'm not a doctor and I can't prescribe any therapies or anything like that. So this is something you could ask your doctor. But to me, like if you were to do this for 3 to 5 minutes, 3 times a day, rather than saying I'm going to work on this for 15 minutes straight, you'd probably start to see that you could do longer periods of time. Yeah. But staying seated and practicing this is probably the good thing for you. Yeah.
I'm a throat clutcher, and I come from a family of throat clutchers. My
Okay.
mother and my sister,
Yeah.
and even right now, it's clutched.
Yeah.
So
So let's talk about that for a second. So you guys were able to feel your vocal folds by holding your breath. So now we're going to feel, let me give you a little bit more anatomy. Everybody put your hands like this. So our fingers right here are our true vocal folds. They are the little guys that we felt when we held our breath and we did that. Uh-oh. Over top of our true vocal folds are false vocal folds. And they're kind of squishy, and they are what let rock singers do that really gritty, like, scream for hours on end and not lose their voices because they can learn how to control those false vocal folds. We can also retract them. So a rock singer is constricting them, so we go like this. Okay? We can have them in a mid position, which is the place of quiet breathing. It's going to be great practice for you. So, like, just quietly breathe with me for a second. And everybody say after me. E, ah, oo.
E, ah, ooh.
And I want you to think the most bored voice you can make. E, ah, oo. Good. And then we can retract them. So this is where you want to get to if you're clenching. So if we retract, I want you to imagine that you just saw a friend you weren't expecting to see today and you go, or I just handed you an unexpected gift or a bouquet of flowers. You shouldn't have, right? Do you hear that in my voice? So I can go, everybody take a grunt, go, that's the extreme of what we're talking about. So everybody go, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just do it to 3 because I don't like to constrict. 1, 2, 3. So we do that as negative practice of what we want to fix, right? So if we can get retracted, and you can think of that excited little inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's all count to 5 again. Let's inhale on the excited breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's pretend we are answering a call from an angry customer. And repeat after me. Hello, sir. How can I help you today?
Hello, sir. How can I help you today?
How sweet can you be? Hello, sir. How can I help you today?
Hello, sir. How can I help you today?
I'm so sorry you're experiencing that.
I'm so sorry you're experiencing that.
Give me one moment, please.
Give me one moment, please.
Very good. Great. So what happened for you when we did that?
Well, it's loosened up some.
Yeah, so we can learn to move the structures of our larynx independently from one another. It takes a lot of practice to do that. It'll be a lifelong study for me. I never say I've arrived and I've figured it all out. I'm always practicing and trying to get better at all of these things. But just know that there are tools to help you. So whatever your frustration is, there are ways to improve. You know, I like to think of having a little fanny pack on, and I have all these little tools. So I have my alignment, and I have my anchoring, and I have my recoil breath, and I have my retraction. We also have regional things in our voice. I wanted to just touch on, just for your own awareness. What time is it? 10:45, okay. Yeah, like, for instance, if you grew up in this area, you may have some twang in your voice. So we associate twang with country twang, but it's that brightness that you're hearing in my voice right now, and it's what I need to use when I speak over children, you know, because it's brighter and it rings, and it helps me to project. So everybody say, nia, 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 Good. Let's say the days of the week in a witchy voice. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now you're going to, as you go about your day and your week, you're going to hear people with twang in their voice. I want you to listen for that. And if that's something that you don't want and you don't like in your voice, you're going to think of retracting. So twang is a narrowing of the vocal tract, which is this tube that's coming up from our vocal folds out our mouth. It narrows to make that brighter sound. But if we don't want that, we can widen it, right? And let's feel larynx height for a second. So everybody trace from your chin down your neck. And you're going to feel this cartilage here, which is our larynx. And we have 2 cartilages in our larynx. I promise no more anatomy after this. We have a thyroid cartilage and a cricoid cartilage. So we can feel a bump out and then a little indentation and another little bump. In our practice, we can learn to flex those cartilages if we want a sweeter tone, if we want a louder, yellier, beltier tone. We can learn to manipulate those cartilages. But right now, I just want you to feel larynx height, because this is something else that can contribute to that feeling of tightness. So we're going to think of a yawn, like a yawn in church, like you don't want the priest to know that you're yawning. A yawn in math class. Good. So we're going to take that yawn. Listen first, and we're going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. let's do that together. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What happened to the tone? How did it change?
Lower.
It sounded lower. It was darker, right? So our larynx raises with pitch. So my friend who's talking up here, her larynx is really high. And then if it's down here and it lowers with pitch, our larynx has lowered. So larynx height can help you determine where you want your pitch to end up. When we talk about pitch regulation in your speeches and all that, you can become mindful about where is your larynx. Maybe you just normally throughout your day have a higher larynx. Maybe you have a lower larynx. And that is one of those things that you can start to notice in your speaking. I think I said this earlier, but we call these attractor states. Did I say that earlier? I don't know if I did. So an attractor state is the state of being at which you are attracted to being in most. Like I said, if you're twangy because of where you come from, that's an attractor state. It's just where you're used to being. If you're a little tight and constricted, you picked that up from all of your vocal role models throughout your life, that's an attractor state. So larynx height can be an attractor state as well. Do you tend to speak with a high larynx or a low larynx? And we may want to get that larynx down because it can add to the lack of clarity and fatigue. So I just want to remember that this is a movable part. Everybody feel it again. Feel that yawn. Now I want you to imagine that you're 5 years old. And we're going to count to 5 like a 5-year-old. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did anybody feel it go up? Yeah. So you can think younger, younger and higher pitched for high larynx, and then darker and more spacious for that low larynx, and then everything in between. So you might want, if your larynx is in the middle of your neck at 5 and dropping it all the way to a 10, or 5 and raising it all the way to a 10, but you have everything in between. So like I find that my larynx doesn't sit mid, it sits a little high, and I'm a soprano too, so I have to make sure that I don't stay up there all day because I'll get tired. Does that make sense? Okay, great. All right, so we have about 10 minutes. So I can take questions from you, or somebody can read one of the examples that I have in front of you and get coached. So what do we want to do?
At some point, does this become like second nature, that you, once you learn this kind of stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're talking about creating new muscle memories.
Okay.
You know, all of this is muscle memory, and it is motor function. So when I say motor function, we understand like writing is motor function, speaking is motor function, riding a bike, but also all of this articulation, which we didn't get to today, you know, using our tongue and our jaw and all of that to articulate our words. But yeah, all of this is a motor function that can be improved upon and become your new attractor state. So if you have an attractor state that is holding you back and you want to change it, you work through the material and through practice to improve the function of that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's how people lose their accents. Or
Yeah,
change their
sure.
accents. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. Any other questions?
So next time when I have to introduce myself to a large crowd that I don't know, I should take a deep breath
Absolutely.
and like inconspicuously like that.
Well, it's just like we practiced because we didn't want to see movement up here anyway, right? So it's your own little secret if you're breathing deeper. You know, it's just letting that lower rib expansion happen.
Okay.
Yeah, good job.
I know that's like, if I get real upset, and
seem like a yeller.
I have 5 kids.
Yeah, so like that's like the voice observation challenge, you know, recognizing those times when your voice gets away from you know, so maybe you take a beat, you know, and breath and breathe. But everybody say with me, like let's pretend you're an Italian grandmother and you live in a New York apartment building and your grandson lives upstairs and you're gonna get his attention. Everybody say, hey! Hey! Hey, Antonio! Hey, Antonio! Hey, Antonio, what are you doing up there? Hey, Antonio, what are you doing up there? Yeah, so you can raise your voice in a way that is sustainable. I might not be able to stay there all day, but again, did you feel that vocal fold closure? Hey! Hey! Yeah, let's do it. I'll do it, you do it. Hey! Hey! Hey, Antonio! Hey, Antonio! Great, so the vocal folds become shorter and fatter and they suck together more completely. Now if you said, hey, Antonio, he wouldn't hear you, and the vocal folds are not all the way closed because there isn't enough pressure. Okay? But we're always managing that pressure because we don't want to grip. We can't go too far. So everything I've taught you today, you can go too far and it won't work. So that's why we think of effort on a scale of 1 to 10, because I may not need to be at a 10. I might need to be less so that I don't overdo it.